The company is called Callbox Storage. Kyle Banter and Dave Slavin. We can make sure I got that.
Yeah.
Dan, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Dan Slavin. I don't know why I keep calling you Dave. Are here in the studio. Welcome, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
All right,
Thanks
let's
for having
talk
us.
about this Callbox Storage. You know, when you look at your business model and kind of the service that you provide, you go, okay, it's kind of off the very basic. Everyone hates to move. Like, that's the premise. Everyone does not like to move. I don't know one person that says, I really hope I move next year. I hope I get to move all my stuff out of my house and put it in storage. You guys have taken that and you've kind of made it really convenient.
Right, we have, yeah, and that's been our experience from personal experiences. You know, about a year ago, my wife and I had our first kiddo, also remodel a part of our home, and so we needed storage. So I did what everyone else in America does, call around different storage facilities and find a unit that works for you, and then figure out, wait, how am I going to get it all there, right? I'm going to have to rent a truck. I'm going to get friends and family on a hot summer day to help me take it all there, and it's just a hassle, you know?
Dan, isn't that how most ideas come up through personal experiences? You go through something, you go, you know what? There's got to be something easier and better.
Yeah, I mean, I think our goal was to try to make storage simple. And, you know, by making storage simple, I mean, you know, the convenience play. And so, you know, we said, look, our value proposition was, what if we could show up at your house, your business, or your existing storage facility, pick up your items for free, photo inventory, because most people 6 months that they store don't know what they have, and then ultimately provide a service that is as simple as you picking up your phone because you have inventory now and clicking on the items you want back and being able to get those back within 48 hours. So that's really resonated with folks, the ability to know what you have, the ability to get things back. And so whether you're a business owner, you're a residential customer, or you're an existing storage facility, folks who are in existing storage facility are switching over now and saying, look, if I have now a delivery service and inventory of what I have, that's really valuable versus spending your Saturday going through a storage facility.
Now, what did your friends, spouses say? You're getting into what? You know, because you weren't into this industry before. I think maybe real estate. What did they say when you said, I'm starting this company called Callbox Storage?
Yeah, so we spent a lot of time kind of right when we came up with the idea, and we partnered up with a gentleman who has a lot of logistics experience. Kind of got his feedback, got feedback from friends and family, and everybody was just like, oh, man. Most people...
So they got it.
Yeah, they're like, it's a no-brainer. Why would I go back and forth to a storage unit if you guys are going to pick it up for free? Now I have a photo inventory on my phone and a delivery service back when I need things back.
Yeah, I think the implementation of technology is key here because, like you said, a lot of people don't know what they have in storage. I know I shared a personal story with you, and it's nice to be able to go on a web-based platform and go, oh, yeah, there we go. I have it right there. You know exactly what you have in inventory.
Yeah, and I think from our end, you know, at least one of the things that resonated with me originally were seasonal things. We're in the holidays right now, and so many folks, whether it's the husband not wanting to crawl up in the attic to get the Christmas lights.
That would be me.
Or the wife that just wants to declutter an area. It's been a really busy season for us on the Christmas side alone.
You know, I didn't even think about that, guys. You're absolutely right.
Yep.
You know, I've got crates of Christmas stuff in my garage because I won't go in the attic.
Right.
That it takes up space. And think about this for right now. The square footage of your house, if you look at the garage, you got to maximize the square footage. You're just wasting. If you don't put a car in the garage, and you got a $60,000 car that's sitting in the driveway getting hit by the elements, why would you not put that in the garage to protect that? And even if you have to take the stuff that's cluttering up your garage and put it in your storage, you're freeing up space, and I think you're protecting your assets.
Absolutely.
Right?
Think about the construction cost of a garage, right? I mean, I think I did a little bit of research, don't have exact numbers, but probably around 20 to 25 grand in construction costs to build a garage.
At least, probably, right?
To keep your extra stuff. I mean, that makes no sense, really, right? I mean, we are such a small cost relative to the cost of construction, and to leave a car outside and doesn't really make sense.
It doesn't make sense at all. So if you're listening to us right now, just think about what you have in your garage and what you're storing up in your attic. You're like, I really wish I could get that out and house it somewhere else. A climate controller,
that's right.
As well,
it is.
Right?
Yep.
Which is important, right?
It is.
Yeah, I found that out firsthand when it wasn't, and I had spiders and all kinds of stuff on my in some of my belongings, and that didn't really work out well. Kyle and Dan are here from Callbox Storage. The website is callboxstorage.com. 972 Callbox. We figured out that was the phone number. What's the response been? You guys kicked this off, this past July? Is that right?
That's right.
I was just going to say, the response has been great. I think it's really resonated with folks. And if you think about it, 10% of the population storing today and just continues to grow in terms of people needing storage. We've also found that there's a huge portion of the population that if you bring the convenience factor to them, are willing to store. So we think those numbers could be even higher. But it's really resonated with folks. If you think about all the inflection points of life, whether you're building a house, remodeling a house, selling, if a loved one is aging, there are the sad ones, divorce and other things along those lines. So estate planners, all those things where people have to plan and think through how they're going to deal with storage. And so we're a great solution for those folks.
How's the corporate community reacted to this service?
Good. I mean, it's really been great all across the board. Once people realize they don't have to do the work, especially on the front end, you're sitting at home watching the Cowboys game and we come in and pick everything up and load it. And people have really, really resonated with that. They've really been blown away. And now they have inventory on their phone. People have loved it to get that box back of camping gear for the weekend getaway or whatever it is without having to dig through a unit. That's
a great. So how many deliveries and pickups do you get in a month, or does it go by the year?
Well, the way we've set it up is if you think about it, the average individual doesn't visit their storage facilities statistically more than once a quarter. And so we offer free pickups, free inventory, and then we do one delivery per month up to 5 items or 5 regular sized boxes for free. And then they can request additional items for costs.
Nice. And the size of these storage, you have several options as far as...
Yeah, and that's what's also exciting about this is there's no more guessing, right? A lot of people sign up for a unit. They think they go move everything there, and maybe all they needed was a 5x10, but they reserved a 10x10,
sure.
Right? For us, if they reserve a 5x10, all they needed was a 5x... Sorry, I said that backwards. If you signed up for 10x10, all you need is 5x10. Since we only charge you for what you take to storage, we easily charge them. We can switch it just like that. You want to add more items? We just bump you up to the next plan. You want to take away from your storage? We bump you down. So it's very dynamic. You can't do that with the existing solution.
Yeah, I miscalculated several times on that and end up like a human Jenga, an actual Jenga puzzle, just trying to get this stuff to fit. The company's called Callbox Storage. Kyle Banter and Dan Slavin joining us in the studio, a couple entrepreneurs. Where do you think what's the future of this goes? I mean, multiple locations, different states? I mean, where do you go from this?
Well, the market is huge. Right now there's anywhere between 2.5 billion to 3 billion square feet of storage space across America. And so I think the country is very ready for something like this with all the new on-demand apps and all that. And so our goal is certainly Dallas-Fort Worth at first, grow that, build it here. It's starting to catch on more and more as people learn about us, and then expand to another Texas market and then see where the next steps take us.
I would imagine real estate's probably your largest expense is finding the space to build this house. Am I right?
Yeah, DFW is a competitive marketplace in terms of cost and real estate cost. One of the neat things for us is that we have a centralized location, and that centralized location can service really almost the entire metroplex. And so due to that, we're able to be, an on-demand service that provides somebody the free pickup, the inventory, and the return deliveries, and we're able to do it at a price that's right in line with the traditional storage. So when folks try to compare apples to apples, they receive a lot of amenities that they wouldn't receive under a traditional storage structure.
And I think as each smart business guy goes about thinking on this, women make the decisions. And you guys have targeted women on this and made it really easy for them.
That's right. It's about 60% of the market of the decision makers are women. And it's really all sides of the board, really, though, is what we're seeing. I mean, there's a lot of folks, women and men, that just don't want to do the work. I mean, I'm a young and able guy. I certainly didn't want to do it during my life experience. And so, but you're right, it's probably about 60% women.
They want that stuff out of the garage. Michael, how much stuff do you have at your house that you'd like to put in storage right now?
Quite a bit. I've got closets full. I don't actually have a garage. I've got a storage shed. I've never owned a storage place that I paid for.
Yeah. I did over a period of time. I probably... Yeah, I've got some stuff. The Christmas is great. I'm telling you, man. Decorations. Anybody has seasonal stuff? That's you're onto something right there, because that just takes up real estate space in your house, and your house is your greatest investment, and your cars would be second. I'm tired of leaving my cars. Man, I got 3 cars on the road registered in my name, payments, gas. I've hit the big boy age. When your son turns 16, you start to think about all the money that's out there rolling around on the streets today. Like right now, he's on his way to Boyd High School in McKinney. So 7:28. We'll continue our conversation about Callbox Storage. Call 972-CALLBOX or go to callboxstorage.com, the website. All the information's up there. Click and contact these guys. Great people over there that can definitely answer all your questions. And no matter how big or small your needs are, you guys got the space for it.
That's right.
There you go. Also coming up, Order 66 Toys is in the house. Our friends up in McKinney, Jeffrey, has got his take on the new movie. He's seen parts of it, not all of it, I don't think. I don't think they previewed that much to him, but we'll talk to him about that as well. Plus, I've got a list of businesses that are open on Christmas and some that are open on Christmas Eve. I can't tell you how much that kind of irks me. But anyway, we'll talk about that and more. 7:29. Stick around. We got plenty ahead on DFW Business Today. Michael, I am not your father. I am not your father.
Thanks, bro.
And if I was, I would, I don't know. Welcome back. You did not hear Darth Vader. I don't even know what that was. He was my favorite character in the movies, though, Darth Vader was.
Yeah?
Yeah, he really was. He was pretty scary, man.
Who's your favorite now? If Darth Vader was standing in front of you right now and he's like, so I was your favorite character? Who is now? Who's replaced me, Brian?
I like Padme for several reasons.
Oh, gosh.
Come on now. Kyle Banter and Dan Slavin, they're with Callbox Storage, joining me in the studio. Before we were talking in the break, a good scenario would be on this. If someone has a room that needs to be decluttered for maybe a senior or maybe wheelchair accessible. I'm just trying to think of some reasons why you might want to declutter a house. This is a good solution for that.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen the opportunity to declutter both commercial facilities and, to your point, senior housing facilities. We've actually done that for senior housing facilities, and actually, in one case, decluttered a room for folks, and they were able to rent that room out because they were storing all of their stuff in a room that was not usable. So, there's lots of opportunities there. We have other companies that are coming to us and saying, look, we're going to open a building. We need to order furniture, fixtures, and other things, and we'd like to store it with you between the time we're building it when we need to open it. So that's another avenue where we've helped companies as well.
There you go. What's the response been from companies? You go out, they hear your story, and they go, yeah, we can use that. I mean, pretty good?
It has been strong. People just really like the service and the ability to come in there. And a lot of times businesses, when they need to store something, they don't know where it is. They don't know who they're going to use to take it there and all that. So we become an easy one-stop shop for them for sure.
Yeah, because you got to find a truck.
Yep.
Go rent the truck.
Yeah, and other companies see us as a great amenity, right? If we're providing a service that can help a building or a facility get more customers, right? Because you're helping with the moving / hassle process and making it easier, then it's really another amenity that folks can offer somebody, and that kind of quote unquote 5-star service.
Yeah. I've got about 4 big plastic containers, hard plastic containers. I have Star Wars action figures in that are in my son's closet. We have like it looks like a recording studio at one point. I know it wasn't, but I wanted to make it one. That's all this stuff is in there, which brings in our next guest. And I'm telling you, Kyle and Dan, Jeff here, Order 66 Toys, Jeff Durazo, joining us in the studio. Good morning. Yeah, what do you think about all this storage stuff?
Fantastic.
Good idea, right?
I wish I would have thought of it.
I know. You know what's funny? When we have a lot of entrepreneurs on the show, and after and I had one that went on HSN not too long ago. And after I saw his invention, I'm like, oh, God, why didn't I think of that?
It's always like that.
But you just want to solve a problem. See, it comes down to the basic solving a problem, making someone's life easier, and that's what these guys do. Callboxstorage.com, 972-CALLBOX. I will never forget that number. It's just that clever. We've got some great ideas. I love when we get bright-minded entrepreneurs in the studio that basically the solution to anything, to getting a business started, is to solve a problem. That's it. Solve a problem. That's exactly what these guys have done at Callbox Storage. I got Dan and Kyle joining me again in the 8 o'clock hour. And then before you get out the door to your big meetings today, right? Running this gigantic company. If you missed this in the 7 o'clock hour, you guys clearly fill a need for people who have stuff at their home, their office, maybe taking up some space. You don't have room for it. You'll come pick it up, take it away, put it in storage, and then document it all through technology. Do an inventory. Pretty cool.
That's right. If you've had a personal experience with storage, I know I have. My wife and I had our first kiddo about a year ago and also remodeled a part of our home. We had stuff everywhere. We needed storage. And so we did what everyone else does in America, called around for a storage unit, got pricing, figured out I was going to have to rent a truck, get friends and family to help me load it. It was just going to be a big hassle during a very hectic season of life. And so Dan and I came together and we said there's got to be a better way to do this. This is a very difficult process. And look, I'm a young and able guy, and I didn't want to do it.
That's you and I both. Don't want any part of that. Because, if you ask people probably what's on the list of worst things that you do not want to do, moving is one of them. It's got to be.
Yep. And if you can take away those pain points or those hassles and give the customer the convenience of a service like Callbox Storage that'll actually come to the customer, pick up their items, photo inventory it so they know what they have, because 6 months later you just don't know what you have. And then ultimately, by pulling up your cell phone, since you have inventory of items now, you can click on those items and get things back. Been really resonated well with both residential and commercial customers, and so we've been really pleased.
There you go. And of course, your background wasn't necessarily in storage, logistics or anything like that. It was, real estate and just, how did you guys meet? Like, were you guys always been friends or how?
Yeah, so Dan and I have worked together and we just came together and our skill sets offset each other well. It's, I'm kind of a finance analytical guy and Dan's very entrepreneurial and a go-getter and we just work well together. And when we came up with the idea, it just said, we asked around friends and family and said, would you like this? And it was pretty much a resounding yes. And so folks have really resonated with the fact that pickup is free, our prices are in line with traditional storage facilities, and they have a delivery service back when they need items back. And so we've really been able to help out a lot of folks, which people have liked.
There you go. And if you just take a look at your own situation at home, I know that I've got crates in my garage. I have a patio set from my previous house that won't fit the patio footprint of my new house now. It's in the garage. I didn't know where to put it. So it's a very expensive way to house something that quite honestly I could consolidate and for not a lot of money, have you guys house it for me.
Yeah.
and put a car in the garage in its place.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I think one of the big benefits we provided, as we've talked about, folks have, we can declutter rooms. There's seasonal items like Christmas decorations to take kind of the current moment. Existing storage users are moving over to us because if we're the same price point relative to those customers and we provide a delivery service that can, pick up those items, inventory them, and then bring them back to them, they see that as a real value. And I think, you can also say that can be translated down to other family members that now know what mom and dad have, or just for the existing customer. So there's a lot of benefit to having knowledge of what you have.
Yeah. Where do we go from here? Geographically, you guys serve all of North Texas. You're right there in Grapevine, great city of Grapevine. Houston, Austin.
Yeah, what's really unique about us is since we go to the customer, our marketing radius is very, very wide. And so we're able to service all of DFW or the majority of it through our facility. And so, we really want to build DFW and continue to build on the momentum that we have seen over the last year, and then move on to somewhere else, either Austin, Houston, San Antonio, 3 other great markets in Texas, and then from there kind of see where the next steps take us.
And you figure you got this housing boom going on, and all these people moving in. I've noticed even in my neighborhood some storage places starting to pop up because the houses the footprints may be smaller, but yet they're coming from a much bigger house and they don't have any place to put all this extra furniture, so they're going to guys like you.
Yeah, I mean, estimates are there's 1,200 to 1,400 storage facilities in the greater DFW area.
Wow.
And 10% of the population is stored and growing. And so our value proposition capitalizes on not only the current folks that are storing, but the other folks that, if they had a service that would come to them, which we think is large, would move over and start to store. I think a lot of people just don't have the time, so it's a really good value proposition.
There you go. Kyle Bainter and Dan Slavin from Callbox Storage in the studios talking about Callbox Storage. The website's callboxstorage.com. 972 Callbox is it's a great number for you guys. So you started in July, right?
That's right. We've been working on it.
Do you remember your first client, your first customer?
I do. I remember our first customer that heard about us through an email and showed up, loaded him up, and we're gone. And he was really happy. And but I do remember exactly who that was.
I always ask business owners, do you remember your first client, your first customer, and it made you kind of feel like, okay, I think we do have something here, and they paid you.
That's right.
Which is great.
And I also remember kind of our some feedback we got that we didn't really think about in advance, right? Is 60% of people who make the decision for storage are typically women, and a lot of times women don't want to go walk through a long, dark hallway at a storage facility by themselves, right, to get their items back. I mean, that's just not something I even want to do either, right? And so we had a customer that used us, and she was doing that trek back and forth to her storage unit. She was actually hiring her concierge at her condo to go with her because she didn't want to go by herself, And now she has an easy solution. Click on a button on her phone, and we bring it back to her doorstep.
That's nice.
And we get the question a lot, what's the difference between you and Pods? And Pods is a great company. I think one of the things we've tried to solve for with Callbox Storage is that, we actually show up and do the heavy lifting in terms of helping, the customer with loading up of the items. When you get something back from Pods, you still don't have inventory of what it is. So the neat part about our service is we can get granular enough to get it down to a box that you want to get back, and or we can send a lot of stuff back at one point in time. And we do the return deliveries of 1 delivery per month, up to 5 items or 5 regular size boxes for free. And if you think about it, the average consumer doesn't visit the storage facility more than once a quarter. So it's a neat service for those folks in terms of accessibility.
Yeah, we were talking about the convenience this time of year with the Christmas decorations and things like that, or summer. Say you got a kayak or you got things that you typically pull out in the summer months. Why not throw it in storage instead of cluttering up the garage? Bikes, things like that, lawnmowers, and probably another great thing that you don't need during the wintertime. So good stuff there, man. And of course, on the business side, hey, you got some office furniture coming. Instead of having it sit around, put it in storage. Put the old stuff in storage until you can sell it.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we've worked with a lot of facilities where the facility itself just doesn't have the ability to accommodate the consumer, and so folks will send over their FF&E, whether it's new construction and they're opening a new building, or whether they're just simply trying to declutter a space. We kind of provide that service, and then ultimately we can get it back to them. So folks have liked that. Folks have also, on the commercial side, looked at it and said we provide a great amenity or service that enables them to lease a building or help lease up an apartment complex. I mean, there's a variety of uses, but it's a great amenity that just makes things more convenient for the consumer.
And it's affordable. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, it's an interesting concept, too, for where we are with technology, right? On-demand is very big. 25% of America's population, roughly, are the baby boomers, right? Millennials are much more urban-focused. And so you're seeing people live in tighter spaces now. Real estate prices are going up, rent's going up, so people are being smarter in how they live. And so we also become kind of an extension of the home. Someone doesn't have an extra closet, we can be that extra closet. They don't have a garage, we can be that extra garage to store stuff in.
There you go. The website's callboxstorage.com. Go to it. All the information's there. Let us know how this thing develops. I mean, I think it's a great idea. You're solving a problem, and you're making it very convenient and introducing technology into it all. Very good stuff. We'll have a link to their website on our Facebook page and our website as well. We're going to take a short break. Coming back, Order 66 Toys, the movie's Rogue. Are you going to see it? Well, I've got some questions about what gifts might be great to give this holiday season based around Star Wars. Plus, one restaurant says they're running out of food. Or are they? That debate will continue. We'll be right back.